Hello everybody, welcome to the live stream. Welcome to BLUETTI. Let's go guys, let's go. Let me explain myself. We have AC300 here. Last time we had AC300 and B300, but actually guys, we have to start right now because we have a really amazing promotion for AC300 and B300 and various bundles. So of course, this is everything we can talk about today guys, because really the prices are the best. So if you've been looking for the best moment to get your portable solar generator, now is the time you guys do it. So let's kick things off with an introduction about AC300 and B300, and we talked about it last time, so you probably remember a lot of things. Some of you are new here, and if you are guys, we need you. That's who we're looking for. On this channel we have a community of amazing people who love solar energy, who love green energy, eco-friendly energy sources, and also looking for ways to save money and looking just for sustainable ways to power their devices on and off grid, and for ways to protect their families from power outages and blackouts. But if you're new here, I'm really glad to see you guys, because we need new people. We have a lot of people who we know here, we know by names, and of course we are blessed to have such a nice community, but we also need new people. So that's why guys, I encourage you to invite your friends right now. Please share this live stream with your friends. This is the only way we can promote our products, and we can promote solar energy and green energy to the world. Okay, I don't necessarily need you to purchase our products. I just want you to be here and decide for yourself if you like it or not, and if you need it or not. And if you do guys, if you purchase BLUETTI products, they're all high quality, and the only question is, will they satisfy your needs or not? So I'm actually here for this, help you find out if they can help in your particular situation, because they are great for many people, but for many people they're just not enough, or for some people it's too much. You don't need that big portable solar generator, right? You probably would want something smaller, like behind me, 𝗵𝗵𝗧 𝗵𝗵𝗡. Anyway guys, no matter what you're here for, please stay here and invite your friends. Now, to kind of encourage you to stay here, we're gonna be doing giveaways every 20 minutes. Okay, so we're giving away BLUETTI multimeter, BLUETTI lantern, and other BLUETTI merch. We're setting the timer right now, and giveaways are coming every 20 minutes. Giveaways are only for the United States though. Now, today we don't have discount codes, but this is because the prices for the products we present today are already at the lowest. So let me just take a brief pause and say hi to our community. Rambling Bob Reviews was first here even before we started the live stream. As always, AMS1293 from West Tennessee. We want an AC300 with all the batteries so bad. Okay, I have him here. Hello everyone. Hello Travel Diva. Hello Way from Science. Jeff. Hello Bobby Rogers. Hello Mr. Wonderful. Hello Ryan Yoder. I think I talk about BLUETTI at least twice a day. Wow, that's more than me. Okay, greetings Luis Gonzalez Jr. Is there a way to turn off the unit at night automatically? Let's say turn on at 9 a.m. and shut down at 6 p.m. Sean, there is a way to set the charge and discharge time for AC300 unit. It's in the customized UPS. Okay. All right. Hello, Tim and Helena, says Jennifer. Helena is not here. Helena asked for leave today, so but I will pass your greetings to Helena. Thank you, Jennifer. Yeah, rambling was the first. Okay, guys. With that being said, let's get started. Now, I just checked YouTube comments. We also are live on Facebook, so it will just take way too much time if I'm checking the comments there and there. Hope you understand. So, guys, let's get started. Now, let me know, because we don't have that many people here, let me know how many of you are familiar with AC300. Let's say rate yourself on a scale from 1 to 10 on how familiar you are with AC300 and B300, okay? Of course, it's a subjective ranking, but just give me a number from 1 to 10, how familiar you are with AC300 and B300. Depending on that, I will know how to build my speech, you know, about AC300 and B300. So I'm waiting for your numbers. Now I'm checking the comments on Facebook. We have 6 people on Facebook right now, and these are, oh, Jennifer Lidman here too. Okay, good to see you. Trish Whitehouse, very good to see you. Hi from CT. Okay, guys, invite your friends right now. We have 2 hours to go, and honestly, we don't have a content to talk about for 2 hours, so we're gonna be introducing AC300 B300. Now we're gonna be loading some devices, right? We're gonna be checking the app and practical situations, how to use it in everyday life. And we also be doing Q&A. Okay, Trish says 5. Okay, 5 out of 10. Okay, all right, I got it. Let me check other comments. So 5, we still can. So 5, as far as I understand, you know what it is. Like, you know the difference between this power station, this modular solar generator, and other power stations, but there is more to explore. Okay, 7, 8, 8, 8. Okay, yeah, great. Well, those are very high scores. So, okay, very brief. You know it's a modular solar generator. You know its primary purpose is to store solar energy, right? Help you store solar energy, right? Okay, so it can be connected, well, it should be connected to external batteries. You can connect from 1 to 4 batteries, okay? AC300 only works with B300 batteries, okay? So we have 2 B300 batteries in this case. We connect them with these cables. Today we can see it perfectly. We actually put it here on purpose so you can see those cables. Now I'm also turning my laptop right now from AC300 and B300. So, yeah, okay, all right, let me see let me tell you guys some general info real quick, just refresh it in your memory. So 3000 watts of AC inverter, yes, AC300 plus 3000 watts of AC load, 6000 watts of surge. Now, maybe some of you have forgotten, it supports both split phase and single phase, so you can use one AC300 connect from 1 to 4 batteries, and you can also use 2 AC300s connected together with a communication cable, and now you will have 240 volts with the fusion box as opposed to 120 volts. Now, as about capacity, clearly it's fully customizable and adjustable to your needs. So from 1 battery you will get 3072 watt hours, and from 4 batteries you will get 12,288 watt hours. In ampere hours, it's from 60 to 140 amp hours. Okay, so the upper unit, AC300, it weighs in at 47.62 pounds, so it's not that heavy, primarily because it doesn't have battery inside. AC300 has a very high solar input, specifically at 2,400 watts maximum, and also supports dual charging, that is, charging from AC and DC at the same time. And the dual charging max is 5,400 watts. You will get this input if you maximize on the solar input and you use AC charging simultaneously. Now, another reason why AC300 is a popular choice is because it's a 24/7 home UPS backup. It has 4 UPS modes, or maybe even more. Let's count. It has standard UPS, aka offline UPS. It has time control UPS. It has PV priority UPS and customizable UPS. Okay. It also has a smart app control and a smart monitor you can interact with. All right. So in the box of AC300, we have some included accessories such as AC charging cable, 15 amp charge to AC300 with B300. We have a multifunctional DC charging cable for solar, car, lead-acid battery charging. We have a car charging cable. We have a user manual, of course, and we have a warranty card and certificate of quality pass. These are standard. This is the standard package. So the AC charging cable will allow you to charge it from your wall outlet, from a generator, or from another power station. The multifunctional DC charging cable will allow you to charge it from your car, from a lead-acid battery, and from a solar panel, of course. And finally, a car charging cable will allow you to charge it from your car. Okay, now we also have a bunch of accessories that are not included, but you can get it on our website, such as a 30 amp charging cable, a lead-acid battery charging cable, PV drop-down module, 12-volt 30-amp XT62 aviation plug, XT62 𝗍𝗵𝗃 plug, and some cables like 100-watt USB-C to 100-watt USB-C, AC charging cable for split phase, and even a sub-panel if you want to integrate AC300 and B300 to your home circuit as a backup UPS device. So that you can finally stay protected from blackouts and possibly power outages, right? It will run your household for hours, days and days. So, and as I always say, one of the reasons why we put the battery externally is because we want you to choose for yourself how much capacity you need. So you can get one battery, if this is enough for you, 3072 watt-hours. You can get 2 batteries, 3 or 4 batteries, all depending on your needs. And if you even want more, and in this case you want to get one more AC300, connect them together. You don't have to DIY anything, you just use our cables, they're included. You connect them together with a communication cable right here, and not only have 240 volts on that fusion box, but you also have potential of 4 plus 4 batteries, so 8 batteries in total, right? Isn't that great? Okay, let me check. I will be occasionally checking some comments because we have enough time today, guys. Don't worry about it. We have really enough time for all the questions in the world because we only have AC300 B300 here, and of course our awesome portable solar panels, PV200, PV350, and PV420. Our newest, biggest portable solar panel, PV420. Okay. So, all right, one after another. Let's go one by one. Let me see if I missed anything. Maybe let's take a look at the outputs. Let's finally take a look at the outputs of AC300. So here we are. So let's take a look at the design. What outputs did we put here? So number one, we have a 12 volt and DC 30 amp. Okay, I probably just stay here because you can't see my head anyway. So 12 volts and DC, 12 volts 30 amp DC, so-called car power socket. Now this is called car power socket because, oh sorry, it's not a car power socket, it's an RV plug. Excuse me, it's just a slip of the tongue. RV plug because you can connect it to Anderson adapter and you can simply integrate it to your RV system. So for those guys who live in RV and run a lot of appliances there, you can get it to Anderson adapter and you can now have a more comfortable life in your recreation vehicle. 12 volts and 30 amp RV plug. Now here we have 24 volts and 10 amp car power socket. Now this is a car power socket or cigarette lighter port, in other words. So this is 24 volts though, so it's very important, guys. We have a warning here. Please don't plug devices that are 12 volts. For example, our BLUETTI mini fridge is 12 volts. Many appliances are 12 volts, so don't plug them in here. Just play it safe, right? We have 12 volt and 10 amp here and here, so we'll always have at least one 12 volt and 10 amp standard car power socket. But this one actually is superior. You will have faster charging, you will have a more stable connection, as long as your devices support 24 volt and 10 amp output. Okay, now here we have a USB-C port that I have already occupied. Right now we're getting 48 watts from it. I'm charging my MacBook from this USB-C port, and this USB-C has quick charge or fast charge, 100 watts. Okay, below we have USB-A port, actually 2 of them, USB-A ports, 18 watts. Those are quick charge USB-A ports. Okay, here we have USB-A, 5 volts and 3 amps, 15 watts. This is a standard charge USB-A. Okay, now here we have 20 amp max, 120 volts, 3000 watts wall outlets or AC outputs. Okay, so we have 6 AC outputs, 20 amp max, 100 to 120 volts and 3000 watts. And finally we have one 30 amp NEMA TT30 for recreation vehicle use only. So this one is also 100 to 120 volts and 3000 watts. And the surge power of the AC inverter is the double of normal wattage or better say double of maximum wattage, so it's 6,000 watts. And and as always, we have a pure sine wave inverter right here. So if you run some medical appliances or any appliances that just need pure sine wave inverter, rest assured our inverter has a pure sine wave right here. Okay, now also we have two wireless charging pads on the top. You probably cannot see it, right? But we have two wireless charging pads on the top, rated at 15 watts each. So as long as your phone supports wireless charging, simply place it here in the center. Turn DC on. This is what I did already because I need DC to charge my my laptop right now. So turn DC on and enjoy wireless charging. Okay. All right. The 24-volt DC port would be perfect for my 𝗧𝗵𝗂𝗍𝗶𝗆 fridge. Yeah, you see, Mark, it's very good because your fridge supports 24 volts. Some fridges only support 12 volt. So yeah, as long as it supports 24 volt, yeah, it would be really good for fridges like this. This is what I've heard from other people too. Okay, they look huge here at home. They don't look so large, maybe because mine's so closer to the floor and not on the table, so sharp for me. Indeed, those are not that big, you know, but this is just the angle of the camera that they occupy like this whole part right here, so they look bigger than they actually are. I have an AC300 with 4 B300s. What is the minimum solar voltage needed when 4 batteries are connected? It looks like I need 275 watts or more before any of the batteries start charging. Okay, it's a good question. Let me think about it. So, 4 B300S batteries. Okay. What solar panels are you using right now to charge them? Are you using your original solar panels? Are you using our portable solar panels or any other third-party solar panels? Could you give us more information on that? Maybe that would help us to tell you to answer your question. Okay, because you see the limitations here for DC input is from 12 to 150 volts. So really, as long as it's below 150 volts, you're safe to go. Now you're asking what is the minimum? The minimum is 12 volts, but as I can see, you're saying that it looks like I need 275 watts or more before any of the batteries start charging. Oh, this is interesting. I don't think you need 275 watts or more before the batteries start charging. So the batteries wouldn't start charging if the input of the solar panel is less than 275 watts. Is that what you're saying? It's very interesting. Okay, guys. Now, anyway, we'll get more information on that and get back to it. And now, I want to tell you more about charging. So we have three ports here. They're not all charging ports. We have 2 charging ports. So this one right here is an AC input, and the limits are 100 to 120 volts AC and 30 amps. This is to charge your AC300 from a wall outlet or from a generator. Okay, now here we have a DC input. DC input is 12 to 150 volts DC, 12 amps by 2. Okay, so this is charge from DC input. It can be from solar panels, it can be from your car, can be from lead-acid batteries and other DC charging methods. And this output we have right here is actually a communication interface. This is to connect 2 AC300s together. So you will mainly be using the AC input right there on the top and then the DC input there. So again, please make sure that you plug that you're charging from the sources that comply with the limitations right here. So here it's 100 to 120 volts, of course, and 30 amps max. For DC input, when you connect solar panels, on every solar panels you will have open circuit voltage. It's one number. So for example, on our PV120 it's 24.4 volts. On our PV200 it's 26.1 volts. So no matter what the number is, make sure it's within the range. In this case, it's from 12 to 150 volts. Okay, and when you connect solar panels in series, voltages add up. So in this case, if you connect, let's say, 2 𝗣𝗑𝗃 batteries in series, you will have to multiply the open circuit voltage of 𝗣𝗑𝗃, which is 26.1 volts, by 2, right? And as long as this number is within 150 volts, you're good to go. So you can connect even more solar panels, right? But make sure that the multiplied or the added up voltage, open circuit voltage, does not exceed 150 volts. In this case, again, the limits will be different for different power stations. As an example, if you're charging B300 separately from AC300, so you're not charging it when connected to AC300, because AC300 doesn't have a battery inside, there is nothing to charge there. So there are two ways to recharge the battery of AC300 B300, either when connected to AC300, like right now, or when not connected to AC300. And of course, well, not of course, but a better way would be to recharge when it's connected, because you will have a higher input, a higher solar input, higher AC input. But if you want to recharge the battery separately for whatever reason, maybe it's more convenient to you, well, you can surely do that. And when you recharge this battery from solar panels, okay, the limitation here is from 12 to 60 volts. So you can see that this range is smaller than the range here. So it's from 12 to 150 volts, right, which is actually very good. And here is 12 to 60 volts. So you cannot plug that many solar panels to your B300 battery. Okay, let me see if we have an answer. It won't charge without at least 1 amp of input within the voltage range. Is this live now? The recovery sensei. Yes, it is live right now, yes. Welcome everybody to this live room. Don't forget to drop us a like, and don't forget to follow and subscribe if you haven't yet. If the batteries have to wake up at a certain level input before they start charging, or they are active 100% of the time. Okay, it's actually a very commonly asked question. So some people ask, is there a way to turn the batteries off when charging? The answer is no, because no matter if the battery is off or on, once you connect it to any charging method, either AC or PV, it will turn on automatically, if not turn on yet. So Sean says, I have 4 300-watt solar panels. Great, 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 great. Do you know what the open circuit voltage, or VOC, of those solar panels are, and whether you connect them in series or in parallel? Yeah, giveaway time. I see that. Giveaway time. Sean, if you're comfortable providing this information, you could tell us. I'm very interested. So, giveaway time right now, guys. Our first giveaway. For those of you guys who don't know what our giveaways are, this is a time where we give away our merch. We can only ship to the United States of America. So if you're based abroad, you can participate, but we can only ship to the US again. Okay. So to take part in the giveaway, please subscribe, right? Because today only subscribers can send messages. If you found out you can't comment here, this is because you have to subscribe to our channel first and type BLUETTI. Type BLUETTI in the comments. Yes, just like people are doing right now, correct. Okay guys, and while you're typing BLUETTI in the comments on Facebook and on YouTube, there, as you want, no matter where you are, I will just check the comments. Okay, let me see. I think they will charge with 75 watts for one battery. I need almost 300 watts of solar input before all 4 batteries will begin charging. Let's say my batteries are at percent. Okay, all right. They will tell us to type BLUETTI. Yeah. Right now, please type BLUETTI in the comments, guys. Keep typing BLUETTI in the comments so we can see you and we can choose you as our giveaway winner. Yeah, Patrick, for sure. You can participate again, even if you won last time. No problem. It's actually quite random because people who are choosing, they're just choosing people randomly. Yeah, so to enter the giveaway, please type BLUETTI in the comments. Okay, so, and our first, oh, I forgot to say, our first giveaway is a t-shirt, is an iconic 𝗣𝗍𝗍 t-shirt, actually that I am wearing right now. So please type 𝗣𝗍𝗍 in the comments, and we are choosing our first winner. Okay, so one winner from Facebook and one winner from YouTube. So the winner from Facebook is 𝗬𝗏𝗍𝗃. 𝗬𝗏𝗃. Congratulations, Trish. And the winner from YouTube is 𝗬𝗏𝗍𝗂. 𝗬𝗏𝗍𝗂. Congratulations, 𝗬𝗏𝗍𝗂. Now, dear winners, please send us an email to livestream@bluetti.com. Send us your shipping address in the USA, your phone number, and if you want a merch like a t-shirt, please send us your t-shirt size. Again, it's livestream@bluetti.com. Send us your shipping address in the USA, your phone number, and if it's merch, if it's clothes, please send us your t-shirt size as well. Thank you so much. That was our first giveaway. The next giveaway is coming in 20 minutes or so. So stay here, invite your friends. Also today we can see how many people like this live stream. So if you're enjoying, please leave us a like. It is really very much appreciated by me and the whole team. Oh, and if you guys have any questions, please let us know in the comments. Today we really have a lot of time, so we'll have enough time to answer every single question. Okay. Now, let's name the charging methods of AC300 and B300. And right now I'm talking about charging when AC300 and B300 are connected together, right? Because again, you can either recharge B300 when it's connected with AC300 or when it's not connected with B300. So again, the maximum solar input is 2,400 watts. The maximum fast dual charging is 5,400 watts. So you can recharge from solar panels, and those can be portable solar panels. They can also be rigid solar panels, right there on your rooftop or in your backyard, as long as the open circuit voltage of the solar panels is compatible with DC input limitations here. Now you can also recharge from lead-acid batteries. You can recharge from a car power socket when your vehicle is running. Don't forget to, this is very important, right? Don't recharge from your vehicle when it's not running. Ideal would be to recharge when you're on the go, so that you're not wasting, really not wasting gas for your car, right? But if you need to recharge from your car and your car is not actually moving, make sure that at least engine is running. Okay, now the charging methods would be charging from, okay, so what did we name? Lead-acid battery, car charging, solar panels charging, and, oh yeah, and AC charging like from a wall outlet. Or during power outage, you can recharge from gas generators, propane or diesel generators. Okay, now, let me check something real quick. Okay, yeah, we already talked about the DC input limitations. Okay. All right, guys, now let's take a look at the screen of AC300. Let's take a look at the screen. We have a really nice screen that we can actually play with, we can control. So in the center here we have the battery life. Okay, it's real-time situation right now is at 31%. 31%, so it's not like 100%, it's like we've been using it, 31% right now, okay? Now, in the center, we have the battery life, and right now we have two batteries connected, so two of them are gray, two of them are orange because we've connected them. So one battery percentage is 18%, and the other one is 44%. Battery SOC, battery state of charge, is 0 because it's not charging. Battery online and battery state. Battery SOC. Oh, yeah, I see. It shows battery pack 1. So it's not a 0 because it's not charging. It's even if it's not charging, it should show something. But because this battery, we have not connected this battery, so it's showing 0%. Okay, let's go back. So here we have PV input. So when you're charging from your solar panels, you will see how many watts are coming in from your solar panels, right? So it'll be 100 watts, 200 watts, 300, 400, 5, 6, 7, 8, 850, and up to 2400 watts max from solar input. Okay, so you will see the input voltage, and you will see DC1 input voltage, DC1 input power, DC2 input voltage, and DC2 input power. Because our DC cable, we have two pairs, DC1, negative and positive, and DC2, MC4 connectors, negative and positive. So you can recharge from two DC charging methods simultaneously, or you simply can connect more solar panels. Okay, now this is the grid input. So how many watts are coming in from grid power? AC input voltage, AC input power, and AC input frequency. Here's the DC load. So here is how many watts are being put out from our DC outputs. And we have total DC output power. So this is in total, right? How many watts are being put out from all of our DC outputs. This is from this output, from this output. Yeah, you can see that from this to this, this. And wireless charging pads, we'll have total DC output wattage. Then we have major DC outputs here separately. So it's 24 volt 10 amp. This is a car power socket, this one, right? So how many watts are being put out from this particular output? Here we have 12 volt and 30 amp output power. This is this RV plug, okay? And we combine some minor, less powerful outputs that cannot pull out that much wattage by default, like USB, like PD, wireless output power. We'll see them together right here. Okay, that was DC. And as you guys probably have already noticed, DC is on because I was using this USB-C port to charge my MacBook. So I can now turn it off actually. It's a good habit to turn off because it will have a drain. It will drain battery even when it's not running, as long as it's on. Alright, so here we have AC load. So AC load is the same as DC load, but for our AC outputs, right? For these outputs right here. So we have output voltage, right? And it's going to be from 100 to 120 volts, and not higher than 120 volts. Well, it might be like 120.6, 0.7, but not like 220 volts, right? In America, no. Now we have output power, right? So how many watts max? And if you see a number here more than 3000, it's not a good sign because it will overload if you pull out more than 3000 watts. As you guys can see, oh, you cannot see it right now. Oh, you can see it here actually, 3000 watts, right? 3000 watts. Now the surge power is 6000 watts. So when you plug a device with a motor or an inverter, it needs a lot of it pulls out a lot of wattage, a lot of power when it just starts spinning, but then it has to drop below 3000 watts. Okay, and frequency is 60 Hertz in America, so 60 right here. Okay, now here's the button to turn DC on. Now I can use those DC outputs, any of the DC outputs we have, and when you're done using them, please turn it off. And here's the button to turn AC on. So now I can use the AC outputs. When you finish using them, please turn them off, excuse me. Okay, now here on the top we have the date and the time. Here we have settings. So number one, we have language settings, English and Japanese. And the reason why we have English and Japanese is because this unit, this exact unit right now, it can be used both in the USA and Japan. So because the specs are actually the same with a slight adjustment. So for example, in Japan, if you look at the map of electronics of Japan, like of grid, circuit, I don't know really how to formulate this, but frequency and voltage, half of Japan is like 120 volts and 60 Hertz, half of Japan is 220 volts and 50 Hertz. So it can be adjusted. Here, 50 Hertz, 60 Hertz, and voltage can be adjusted either 100 volts or 120 volts. So this way we have Japanese here, just in case you were wondering. And it's not Chinese. Some people say it's Chinese. It's not Chinese, it's Japanese. Okay, now next we have AC output voltage. So 100 volts or 120 volts. Well, in America we'll need 120 volts. Next, AC output frequency, 60 Hertz or 50 Hertz, so 60 Hertz, right? Okay, here's the interesting part, DC1 input source and DC2 input source. So when I was talking about DC1 and DC2, this is what I was talking about. This is what our cables look like, right? So we have two pairs, as I said, one red, one black, one positive, one negative, DC1, DC2, right? So you can be charging from solar panels from DC1 and you can be charging from solar panels from DC2 as well. Well, what is another word for solar panels? PV, right? So you can choose PV right here. Well, in fact, you must choose PV here as long as you're charging from solar panels, guys. It's very important. Now, it might happen to you that you connect solar panels, right? Let me be more realistic here. Let's say you connect solar panels. Oh, now it wouldn't allow me to choose to switch to others? This is interesting. Why wouldn't it allow me to switch to others? Okay. Wow. I don't know the answer for that, but as you guys saw, when I'm clicking others, it would jump automatically to PV. But let's say that it's not doing that and you're charging from another charging methods, right? And here I'm not only talking about AC300, I'm also talking about other power station of ours. So in this case, if you set the DC input wrong here, okay, it will give you an alarm, okay? So what to do when you have an alarm? It's not scary, don't worry about anything. Just first of all, unplug the devices. If you're using something, turn the power station off, unplug the devices, then turn it back on and check the alarm history and see what it's telling you. So here's interesting, it's jumping back to PV. I'm now doubting that actually it might recognize this as PV. So interesting, because if now when I'm thinking about it, so this is the part that we connect. Oh, you can't see it. This is the part that we connect here to we kind of plug it in our DC input, right? In our DC input, and we have this MC4 connectors. So we'll be using this MC4 connectors with solar panels. We'll be using this MC4 connectors with our car charging cable, because our car charging cable is actually MC4 to car plug, and with lead-acid batteries too. We're charging from lead-acid batteries because we also have MC4 to clamps for the batteries. So maybe it recognizes all as PV. Oh, in this case, it's completely unnecessary to reset anything. It's all PV by default. Okay, all right. So eco mode. A couple of words about eco mode, what it does and what it does not. So eco mode turns off the AC inverter and actually DC inverter too. In the time that you preset it, it's from 1 to 4 hours. It can be either 1, 2, 3, or 4 hours. If there is no load, right? So if there is no load, or if there is a very low load, usually under 20 watts for AC and under 1 watt for DC. So in other words, and why is it important? Because look, even if you are not running any devices or not charging any devices, but if your DC and if your AC is on, you will have the battery will be draining, right? It's normal. So you'll be losing quite a lot of power actually, guys. You will be losing like up to 6% per hour, right? So you don't want that. You don't want that. And this is why you want to turn DC and AC off all the time, because it's a powerful inverter here. And even when nothing is plugged in, you will see this battery percentage will be going down, down, down. You will not like it. You will be like, what is happening? You know, I'm not even running anything. But you can compare it with, like, you know, take your phone as an example, right? Open it, like unlock it and just place it on the table and don't allow it to turn off by itself, right? You will find out that soon enough you're running out of battery, even though your phone is not doing anything. So yeah, the same works the same way, the same logic is here. So remember, turn those outputs off. I know this color green looks very nice, but it drains battery. So when you're not using them, turn them off. And if you cannot turn them off, maybe you started charging something, then when it stops charging, there is no more load, but you can't turn it off by yourself because, let's say I don't know, you're in a different location. So in this case, you need eco mode. Well, actually, you always need eco mode. It does no harm, it only helps you. So I recommend, guys, to always keep eco mode on, right? It will help you turn off the outputs if you cannot do it or if you forget to do it, which is very common. Even I forget doing that. For any reason, if you want to turn eco mode off, you can do it here. Okay. Machine type, very simple. We have single phase or split phase. So very simple. If you're using one AC300, it's a single phase, right? If you're using two AC300s, it's a split phase. Now right now, don't freak out, guys. I'm gonna click split phase on purpose to show you what alarm is. So I'm clicking split phase right now and it will give us an alarm. Let's see what it is like. You hear it, right? So this is an alarm and it says phase integration error, right? This is because we clicked split phase even though it's clearly a single phase. Simply go back to single phase. Okay, this is what the alarm looks like. Okay, excuse me. Now working mode. Working mode is a UPS mode. UPS stands for uninterruptible power supply. We have 4 UPS modes. We have standard UPS mode, aka offline UPS mode. So you have the explanation right here. So long story short, you plug your desktop computer in the AC300, you plug AC300 and B300 in a wall outlet. When you have the power in the wall outlet, you're not wasting the battery of AC300 and B300. No. On the contrary, you're actually charging AC300 and B300. And when the wall outlet power is gone, you will switch to the battery of AC300, so your desktop computer will not turn off like it would turn off if you connected it directly to your wall outlet power, right? So simple example, this is the offline UPS. Then we have time control UPS. We have time settings right here. You have to set all those periods of time, either to working, either to charging or discharging. So we have working mode, start and end. You have charge and discharge, charge and discharge, charge and discharge. So just as you plan your day in a calendar, the same way you kind of book the time slots right here. So when to charge and when to discharge. So this is we have this mode so you can cut your electricity bills. You can charge it from grid when the grid power is the cheapest, and you can discharge it when the grid power is the most expensive. So you can connect your devices to AC300 and B300, and you can charge AC300 when the grid power is the cheapest, and you can run your household devices, right, when the grid power is not cheap. Okay, now we have parameter settings. So here we have battery state of charge low and battery state of charge high. So battery state of charge low, let's set it to 10%. That means when the battery drops to 10%, it will cut off any load automatically, okay? So that we can save the battery. And of course, this can be, you can adjust as you want. It can be 5%, it can be 20%, 30%, entirely as you want. Yeah, 3% also possible. Okay, now next we have battery state of charge high. So this is when you already charged your AC300 and B300, or AC300 multiple B300s to a certain percentage. 95 is quite realistic, yeah. You want it to cut off, you want it to stop charging, right? So yeah, you can program it right here. Next we have PV priority UPS. So PV priority UPS is only relevant to those of you guys who are going to be charging from AC and from PV at the same time. So clearly, when you're charging from AC and PV, a higher wattage will be from AC, right? Because AC is a very stable input, right? From your wall outlet, you're getting a lot of input, but you don't want that. You actually want to cut your electricity bills, right? It would be nice anyway. And you want to get more battery recharge from eco-friendly solar energy. So in this case, you want to set the amount of the percentage that you want to be charge from PV. So in this case, let's say 80%. So 80% will be coming from your PV and only 20% from the grid. Okay, and final one is a customized UPS. So first of all, you can enable or disable grid charge status and time control status. Then go to time settings right here. And again, you can reset period 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, charge and discharge. And here we have SOC settings, so battery SOC low and battery SOC high. Okay, next we have max grid input current, 15 amps. In the basic mode, you can adjust it to anything from 1 amp to 15 amps or anything in between. Potentially, you can go up to 30 amps, but you have to email your seller. So if you bought it from BLUETTI you have to email customer service and they will give you a password. So you enter the password here. I don't know the password. I have it, but I don't remember it. And you enter it here and you can augment your grid input current, right? So apparently we cannot grant 30 amp by default because of safety reasons, right? I know it might sound a little bit like unnecessary work to go email customer service, but apparently this is how it works now. We would definitely give you it by default if we could. I'm not aware of why it is, but I speculate that this is because of safety reasons for sure. Now next we have PV parallel enable, on or off. So when you're charging from PV in parallel, enable this mode. Next we have Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. They're both for the app control. So using the app, make sure both Bluetooth and Wi-Fi are on. If you, for some reason, don't use the app, turn them off. Okay, next, buzz settings. So do you guys remember we had an alert or alarm, right? And we heard this sound like beep. It's a buzz. So I like it, right? Because it gives me peace of mind. If something happens, at least I hear something happens. Well, if you don't want it, if you're a more advanced user than I am, or if you just, testing your AC300 purpose and you will be having an alarm, so you don't necessarily want to hear it all the time, well, you can turn it off as you want. No problem whatsoever, guys. It's entirely customizable. Touch sound, now this is something I'm not a big fan of, but I used to be because actually, there is a good argument. Well, if you click on something, you hear a sound, you hear a response. Some people like it. Some people don't like it, so you can turn it on and off. Backlight brightness, if you're operating your power station in a very dim room, you will want to, probably slide it down. And if it's very bright outside, you can go as bright as possible. And I'm gonna be honest with you, if it's very, very, very bright outside, this brightness will not be enough. So you will not be seeing things clearly, but it's not a big deal because you can all access it from your phone, from the screen of your phone, because we have a free app for iOS or Android. Next, we have the date settings and the time settings right here. Sleep time of the screen, never, 30 seconds, 1 minute, 5 minutes, or never. Let's say to never, because we are demonstrating the screen right now. And if you click a bunch of stuff and forgot what you clicked, you can always go back to the USA factory settings. Okay, next we have data. So we have product info, we have a serial number, we have different versions, names, inverter and charger info. We can access all this information from the home page, so it's not a big deal. We already know it. And alarm history, here are the alarms that happen. We have the day and the time. And it's interesting, didn't we just have an alarm like 10 minutes ago? Now we don't have it here? Is it because we have already fixed it? I don't know. Interesting. I think it had to. We had to have it saved there, and it's not there for some reason. Okay. All right, guys. That was an introduction of the screen of AC300. Wow. Somehow we have a lot of people here. Not many people left. So I'm glad you liked the introduction. Okay, let me check the comments. Recently, I like checking comments. Guys, let's zoom out. We don't need to focus on the screen. We have been talking about it for a while. Okay, let me check the comments if there's anything that needs my attention. Probably not, because we have a community of amazing people who reply to each other's questions. They know the answer. Okay, guys, please make sure you send the fridge to Corey Christman, okay? Corey Christman says he sent the email and haven't heard back, okay? All right, thank you, yeah, nodding their heads. All right, do the batteries balance over time? Can you stack the full system straight up? Are the cables long enough? Yes, of course. Now, of course, it is supposed to be able to connect 4 batteries. So of course the cables are long enough, don't worry about it, and they stack one on the other perfectly. Look, not even moving. Okay. Batteries don't charge one battery from another one. They will always have a slight plus minus 20% or so different charge level of the batteries from the system. As long as the cables bend enough. They do bend enough. They do bend enough. Yeah. Timer is dead. Is timer dead? Not anymore. Yeah, okay, could run to the 12-volt output from the AC300 max to the solar on B300 battery. That said, I would go charge. Okay, all right. Okay, all right. The countdown is fixed already. All right, guys. As far as I see, we don't have any questions. But if you guys do have any questions, let us know in the comments. We have 4 minutes and 37 seconds before the next giveaway, so stay here, don't go anywhere. And let me show you the app for AC300. So the app is right here. It's called BLUETTI. Okay, is that possible to focus on my phone? Let's try. 𝗬𝗠 𝗣𝗵𝗴. Okay, so here is the app. It's called BLUETTI. You probably already know the app. So I just love how BLUETTI captions pick up the name of our company differently every time. So here's BLUETTI, guys. Wow, this is really cool, you know? This is the definition of cool. All right, so let's search AC300 right here. Okay, so 30% right now, we lost 1%. So what we can see from the app, we have PV input, grid input, we have DC output and AC output. We have DC on and off, so we can turn DC on and off. And we have AC on and off right here. Okay, so you don't have to be next to the screen. You know, you're probably thinking, it's okay, I'm not lazy, you know, I can't be next to the screen, like it's not a selling point. Guys, we were camping outdoors, and if it's really, you know, it wasn't even hot there, it was like 80 degrees, you know, but still, if you have a phone next to you, it's just, having an app is so good. So here we have network settings, share device, here's how you can use it with your family by scanning this QR code. We can select the UPS mode right here, standard UPS, you know, time control UPS, PV priority UPS, and customized UPS. So remember what I showed you from the screen? Well, it works the same way, but you can adjust it right here. Clearly, it's more convenient, at least in my perspective. Adjust it right here. Okay, now here we have auto sleep of the screen, 5 minutes, 1 minute, 30 seconds. We can learn about the device, and most importantly, arguably most importantly, we have firmware upgrades, guys. Those are not upgrades of the app. Those are firmware upgrades. Now let's check for upgrades. We are up to date, right? So if we have any bugs and we want to fix them, you know, we will carry out firmware upgrades, and you will access them from the app. All right. So yeah, we have 1 minute 40 seconds before the giveaway. So we've already talked about the outputs and the app control, the screen. After this giveaway, let's talk about the battery of AC300, which is B300. And let's actually test our AC300 and B300. Let's run some devices from it after this giveaway. So our second giveaway is going to be, let me check, is going to be a multimeter. This multimeter, right here. Yeah? Okay, cool. Multimeter right here. Multimeter, you can test different, you can test voltage, you can test wattage, you can test amperage. It's actually, is it 𝗣𝗍𝗍 multimeter? It is 𝗣𝗍𝗍 multimeter. We have a 𝗣𝗍𝗍 logo on it right here. So actually it's good to have this thing in every household. You might not need it every day, but you might need this every once in a while. So we want to give you our multimeter. So stay here and type 𝗣𝗍𝗍 in the comments. Okay, yeah. If you were laying in the bed and you want to turn on and off, you can stay warm. Oh yeah, guys, I forgot, because where we live, it's very hot here, so we actually very hot. The air conditioner wouldn't turn on here, but yeah, I forgot what it feels like to feel cold. But yeah, you know, I now actually once in I do remember that. So it's one huge selling point you just taught me. Thank you for that. So yeah, now guys, let me switch my you know, my speech to, if you have an app, you can stay in bed and you can stay warm. So do you want to stay warm, or do you want to suffer from cold? Now if you want to stay warm, download the 𝗣𝗍𝗍 app. This is great. Okay, so let's go, guys. The countdown turned red, and our next giveaway, this red 𝗣𝗍𝗍 multimeter. Type 𝗣𝗍𝗍 in the comments. And if you see that you cannot leave us a comment, this is because you have to first subscribe. Then you can actually comment. Okay, let's see who wins this 𝗣𝗍𝗍 multimeter. We'll have one winner from Facebook and one winner from YouTube. Okay, we have 13 people on Facebook. Just want to say hi to who we have here: Benedetto, Laronda, Sean, Tab here and there. Okay, some people are on both platforms. Very smart. Dave Kaplan, Laronda Parks. Okay, guys, very good to have you here. I look at YouTube comments more often than on Facebook, but I'll also be looking at Facebook comments once I have the opportunity. Okay, so let's go. We have the winners. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. So the YouTube winner is Bob Reviews, Rambling Bob Reviews from YouTube, and the Facebook winner is Benedetto Saculo Salvatore. Benedetto Saculo Salvatore from Facebook, and Rambling Bob Reviews from YouTube. Congratulations! Yay! Congratulations, guys! You are second round giveaway winners. So please email us at livestream@bluetti.com. Send us your shipping address and send us your phone number. Send us your phone number and your shipping address so we can ship this multimeter to you. Okay, great. All right. So guys, today we don't have discount codes, but today the prices for AC300 and B300 are really the best by far. It's a little bit awkward, you know, I'll say that, because we had AC300 last time and we had it at a higher price, but this is simply because we just didn't know about this promotion that now we know about, and this is why we're talking about AC300 again, and right now it's a much better price. But anyway, we have a 30-day price match guarantee, so even if you bought it before, you can reach out to the customer service and get the money back. Like 30 days price match guarantee, it is stated on the website when you process with your order. Okay, right, so as promised, let's talk about the battery of AC300. Okay, so B300 can work with AC300, it can work with AC300 Max, it can work with AC300 P and other power stations, and of course it can work by itself. We don't need the AC300 for B300 to work. Clearly B300 has the battery inside, is the battery itself, and it has a couple of outputs, so we can use it on its own. It's not a very popular choice though, because it only has 3 outputs. It has a car power socket, has 100 watt USB-C output, and an 18 watt quick charge USB-A output. So it is usually used in a combination or as an extension battery, expansion battery, or in this case, external battery of AC300. Okay, so as always, the battery chemistry is lithium iron phosphate battery. Lithium iron phosphate battery, 𝗍𝗵𝗂𝗆, which means what? Which means extraordinary long lifespan, 3,500 plus life cycles before the battery drops to 80% of the original capacity, and 6,000 life cycles before the battery drops to 50% of the original capacity. Now guys, it doesn't matter if you purchase our power stations or if you purchase any other power stations. Before you do that, make sure that you at least check the battery, right? And there are 2 main batteries, lithium ion and lithium iron phosphate. So lithium ion, it just has a smaller lifespan, right? So of course I check the comments. I check comments every time, in fact, and I might not notice all of them right now, but I'll check them after the live stream, you know. And some people say, oh, forget BLUETTI, you know, go buy 𝗍𝗵𝗂𝗆, forget BLUETTI, go buy this, you know. Again, they're all great, honestly. Each of them have their own advantages and disadvantages, but if you're looking for a longer lifespan, right, I don't want to be talking about 𝗍𝗵𝗂𝗆 or Jackery or anybody else. What I know is that our power stations, they have lithium iron phosphate batteries. So we have 3,500 plus life cycles to 80%. So I just want you to protect yourself and to simply check the batteries that you're buying. Because it's very easy to fall in this trap of, oh my god, the screen is so beautiful, and you know, this thing is just amazing, I want to have it, it will help me during power outages, and it will help me in this case. Check the battery first. Check the battery first, what battery it is, what is the lifespan promise, you know. For lithium ion, for example, you know, it's not up to you, it's just the chemistry of the battery. Lithium ion battery, 500 life cycles. 500, it's not many, guys, it's like 3 years. Next we have like some lithium ion batteries that have 1,000 life cycles, but it's not enough. It's not enough. What you gonna do? You're gonna find out that in 3-4 years you've just probably figured out how to use this power station. It's now part of your life, you know, you kind of change your lifestyle to it with the power station, and you find out, oh, I can't use it anymore. 1,000 life cycles, or even more realistically, 500 life cycles. Well, actually, will pass very quickly. Now, for our power stations, it's 3,500 plus life cycles, so it's 3,500 plus life cycles. It's 10, 12, 15 plus years, depending on how you use it, right? 12, 15 plus years. So you don't have to think about it, right? It's like, it's a really important point. I just really cannot stress it enough, guys. Check the batteries. And our batteries, I'm actually very happy that we finally switched to lithium iron phosphate completely, and we're not playing with lithium ion anymore. Yeah, you can say lithium ion is more lightweight and cheaper for sure, but we want a longer lifespan. So you have your batteries here externally. You have 12, 15 years, even more, depending on how you use them, okay, of those batteries. Now in 15, 12, 10 years, what you want to do is simply get new batteries without getting the new main unit. This main unit stays. If it keeps functioning properly, you don't have to change it. Just change the batteries, right? And also get as many batteries as you want, from 1 to 4 batteries. It depends on you. So yeah, this is lithium iron phosphate 𝗍𝗵𝗂𝗆, 3,500 plus life cycles. Okay, now the battery capacity here is 3,072 watt hours. So this is not our biggest battery. We do have a battery of 𝗍𝗵𝗄𝗆 and 𝗍𝗵𝗄𝗆 Pro with the battery capacity of whooping 5,120 watt hours. But this is really an outliner. This one is way too heavy, so we had to put it on the wheels. this battery capacity is still huge, guys. It's 3072 watt hours. So it's quite heavy too, so you have to understand it. It's portable, you can carry it around if you want to, but you wouldn't really enjoy doing that. So 12 volt and 10 amp car power socket that we have right here. Looks like an ordinary car power socket, but because we have a 24 volt and 10 amp car power socket here, now all of a sudden having a normal 12 volt and 10 amp car power socket might be actually a good idea, because as long as your devices support 24 volt 10 amp, it's very good. Faster charging, battery connection. But if you have some devices that only run from a 12 volt and 10 amp car power socket, then use this right here. So we have here USB-C port, 100 watts. We have USB-A port, 18 watts. Those are both quick charge. And we have this button to turn those outputs, on and off. And this button, of course, turns off and on the battery. So right now, if I turn off this battery, let's see what happens. I turn off one battery. We still have one more battery, right? So let's see if anything changes here. Well, clearly this change right here, I don't think this display is showcasing accurate percentage in this case. So this battery is gone, 44%. And we have one more battery here on the very bottom. Let me turn it off right now and let's see what happens. You see what happened? The whole power station turned off, and it will turn off right now shortly. Boom, it's gone. Now to turn it back on, I can either turn on this battery and this battery, or I can simply click this button right here, and first the batteries turn on and then the screen will turn on. Okay, so let's see, what else do we have? Okay guys, before we jump to B300, well, we already started talking about it. If you already have B300 batteries at home, and most you don't have B300 batteries at home, but if you do, I have great news for you. Now you can just buy AC300 itself, the main unit, and you can now connect AC300 and B300 as long as you have this cable, or you can buy this cable separately. And of course, you will have AC and DC cables for AC300 in the box of AC. So don't worry, if you already have this battery at home, maybe you bought it before as an expansion battery for AC300 Max, so you can just buy the main unit. But I know that for most of you it's not the case, probably only the case for one or two. So in this case, guys, you want to really understand one thing, that you need the battery for AC300 to work. You cannot just buy AC300 alone. Please don't do that. We stated very clearly on the website, it needs the battery to work. So buy at least one B300, so AC300 and B300. Now, in the box of B300, you will have this cable. This is called a battery expansion cable to connect B300 with AC300 or AC300 Max to extend the capacity. You will have a PV input cable. It's MC4 to XT90, 10 amp max to 100 watts to charge B300 alone via solar panels with MC4 ports. You'll have a warranty card, user manual, and a certificate of quality pass. We also have a bunch of additional accessories for B300, such as car charging cable, cigarette lighter port to MC4. So MC4, do you remember what MC4s are? Let me show it to you guys. So those are MC4 connectors, right? We have two pairs. So for a car charging cable, we have one pair, one negative, one positive. And on the other side, you will have this car charging port, cigarette lighter port. Okay, another optional accessory you can acquire is lead-acid battery charging cable. So this is a lead-acid battery clamps to MC4 connectors. And you can also get 𝗬𝗵𝗂𝗧 DC charging enhancer kit, okay? USB-C to USB-C cable for output, of course, and cigarette lighter port 5.5 to 1 cable, and AC adapter. This is if you want to recharge B300 separately. Okay, those are the accessories available on the website. So B300 weighs in 79.6 pounds, 79.6 pounds, right? Do you remember how much AC300 weighs? It actually weighs only, let me see, 47.62 pounds. So 47.62 pounds as opposed to 79.6 pounds. So B300 is much heavier. This is because it has a huge battery there, lithium iron phosphate battery. Okay. Now dimensions are 20.5 inches by 12.5 inches by 10.5 inches. You can charge it under a temperature from 32 degrees Fahrenheit to 104 degrees Fahrenheit. You can discharge it under temperature from -4 degrees Fahrenheit to 104 degrees Fahrenheit. And finally, you can store it at the same temperature from -4 degrees Fahrenheit to 104 degrees Fahrenheit. So depending on how many batteries you've connected to AC300, you will have the battery capacity 3072, or this number by 1, by 2, by 3, or by 4, so maximum 12,288 watt-hours, or 60 to 140 ampere hours. Okay, now let's talk about charging of B300 separately from AC300. It is possible. Yes, why not? If you need to, let's do it. So number one, we have PV charging. So here we have a DC input, and here we have XT90 input. So we connect our charging cable, our solar charging cable, which is XT90 to MC4. Yes, XT90 to MC4, and we connect MC4 to MC4 charging cables of our solar panels, right? Now, again, we have to be careful about voltage compatibility check, and when on AC300 it was 12 to 150 volts, here it's actually 12 to 60 volts, so it's a shorter range. So we don't want to plug in solar panels that either by themselves or in series combined, right, when voltages are combined, are more than 60 volts. And of course not lower than 12 volts, 12 to 60 volts. It's very important. Now, what is the maximum current of the solar? It's 10 amps, but it's not very important because we have MPPT controller, so no matter what amperage is, it will not allow a higher amperage. It's limited by 10 amps. Okay, all right. So guys, and right now B300 costs $1,999. So we don't have a special discount code like last time, but if you purchase AC300 and B300 together, which is true for like 99% of you because you don't have B300 at home, and if you want to get AC300, of course you want to get it together with B300, right? AC300 and B300 together is $2,999. And if you want to get this set, this bundle right here, AC300 and two B300s, you can get it for $4,998. Again, this promotion just started like yesterday, so like yesterday night. So that's so we announced it as soon as possible. It's $2,999 for one AC300 and one B300, and it's $4,998 for AC300, B300, and one more B300, guys. Now, this price is not low by default, I know that, but here's the thing, guys. First of all, it will serve you for 12, 15 plus years, okay? So let's divide this number 4,998 by, let's be more, I don't know, I don't even want to use the word realistic, but more like maybe skeptical. Let's say divide it not by 15 years, let's divide it by 12 years, okay? It's $416.50, excuse me, a year, okay? And now, guys, I want you to ask yourselves, can this unit help you save $416.50 a year? I'll make it very simple for you. I'll actually take the liberty to reply for you. Yes, it will help you save $416 a year. I saw reviews on YouTube. Of course, there are many sponsored reviews, for sure, guys, but also there are many unsponsored reviews, and even sponsored reviews, there is nothing bad about them. You know, people still trying to be as genuine as possible, and if they're not genuine, you can see it. You can see it in the comments. Nobody likes people who are not genuine, who are just saying something nice about the product because they were paid, right? So even myself here, of course, I cannot be sharing my subjective opinion like, oh, you know, I actually was thinking that BLUETTI is actually not that great. You can actually DIY the batteries yourself and save a lot of money. First of all, I'm not thinking that, so that would be not true for me to say. Now, second of all, no matter if it's sponsored or unsponsored, of course, you want to listen, you want to make your own conclusions, and you want to decide for yourself. So it will save you a lot of money. It will cut your electricity bills. I've heard people say that it saved them up to 75%. Actually, this number 75% was even from AC300 Max. So it's a smaller power station, and this is not used in particular for purposes like a solar generator, but there was a guy on YouTube, he still is there, who used it, who integrated it to his home circuit, and he showed this like Excel graphics, you know, and it saved him 75% of his electricity bills, right? So if AC300 Max saved him 75%, now what percentage of electricity bills can AC300 and B300 save you? So not only it's saving you money, right? It's saving you money. It also is a perfect solution for outdoor activities. If you have a van or if you have a vehicle where you can put it and you're going somewhere, right? You're going camping. Now all of a sudden you have this portable. Now you probably when you hear me say it's portable, you will, no, it's not portable, it's heavy. Yeah, it is heavy, but if you have a vehicle, and I think you do, right? You put it in your vehicle, you drive anywhere. If you like camping, guys, you have this off-grid solar system, which is great, right? So it saves you money. It accompanies you on all of your outdoor activities. This is two things, and this is not even the most important thing yet, okay? Saving money is nice, of course. Who doesn't want to save money? Who doesn't want to have a nice off-grid solution? But number three, right, is that it will help you during power outages and blackouts that are inevitable, unfortunately. So let's just hope they don't happen, but if they happen, we have to be prepared. So you want to have something that you run your devices from. We never know when power outages occur. We can kind of, you know, guess depending on the weather conditions and other stuff, but you will recharge those things, those power stations like on a daily almost, right? So they're always juiced up. And when power outages occur, now all of a sudden we have 3,072 watt-hours of battery capacity. I'm not sure if many of your neighbors have this battery capacity available for power outages. And I'm only talking about one battery here. If you have two batteries like I do right here, or if you have 3 or 4 batteries, right, you will have 12,288 watt-hours of battery capacity. Will help you during power outages like a day, 2 days, 3 days. And of course, you can still keep recharging them from solar panels. So it's really great. Will help you worry less, you know, especially if you have a family, if you have kids to look after. You want to find a solution for power outages, right? I'm not here to teach you, of course. If gas generators work well for you, well, that's very good, but they don't work well for many people because they're, you know, they're loud, they're just very unpleasant to use, I would say. You know, you have to like open them up, fill them with oil or gas or gasoline, whatever it is. If it's too cold, you know, like you have to connect them with those cables. You know, they're loud, they're dangerous. You will not put them inside. They're dangerous. They say dangerous, yeah. So if you think it's right for you to now invest in something like this, you can never go wrong with AC300 and B300. Especially right now, we have such a good price, $4,998 for AC300 and 2 B300s. Okay, and as we mentioned before, we can always recharge them from solar panels. So as long as you have at least some solar activity in the sky, right? Well, a decent one, let's say. You have your solar panels. If you don't have your solar panels, you can get your original solar panels, or you can get our portable solar panels. And now, no matter if there is grid power, if there is no grid power, you will always have the way to recharge your portable modular solar generator from those solar panels. So let's talk about our solar panels. 𝗣𝗑200, 𝗣𝗑350, and 𝗣𝗑420. All of them are my favorite, honestly. So, a quick disclaimer, guys. Our solar panels are arguably the best for camping. I really mean that. I think the BLUETTI solar panels are the best for camping, the best for outdoor activities. They're not the best if you want to mount them on your rooftop. It will be a waste of solar panels, will be a waste of money too. So for rooftop, you use rigid solar panels, okay? But for portability, use our solar panels. You will not shatter them. They are very lightweight, they are foldable, they're easy to carry around. So let's start from 𝗣𝗑200. Let me show it to you. 𝗣𝗑200. It's right there behind me. So here's what it looks like, guys. 𝗣𝗑200 has a carrying handle right here, and here's how big it is, right? And by big I mean small. And yet it pulls out 200 watts. So better say the maximum input is 200 watts. Let me unfold it so I can show it to you. We have a kickstand here too. Okay, so 200 watts max input. Here's what it looks like. Okay, it's 4 times bigger than folded, clearly. And the lamination we're using, as you probably could guess, is ETFE, right? So the maximum, the peak power is 200 watts. Of course, take into account that this number was achieved under ideal conditions. So in real life, it's almost never going to be 200 watts, but it's going to be 150, 160, 170, 180 watts, depending on solar conditions and other factors. The cell efficiency is up to 23.4%. Voltage at max power, VMP, is 20.5 volts. Current at max power, IMP, is 9.7 amps. Now, a very important one, open circuit voltage is 26.1 volts, right? Why do you have to know this number? Because you have to run a voltage compatibility check. And when we say voltage compatibility check, what we actually mean is open circuit voltage, right? And here is 26.1 volts. Now you can use those solar panels safely under temperatures from 14 to 150 Fahrenheit, and the best working temperature is 77 degrees. So those are like, what are they called? Quadruple panels? What is the correct word? I always forget it. Anyway, we have like 4 panels there, right? Dimensions are unfolded is 23.2 inches by 89.2 inches, and dimensions folded at 23.2 inches by 24.8 inches. And the weight is 16.1 pounds. That's what I was saying, extremely lightweight. Okay, now you can connect 𝗣𝗑200s to AC300. Let's actually calculate together right now on the spot how many solar panels we can connect to AC300. So the maximum voltage here is 150 volts, so we'll just take 150 and we'll divide it by 26.1. And we got a number which is 5.7. So we can connect 5 solar panels. We can connect maximum 5 solar panels, and they will not exceed the voltage of the maximum voltage allowed for AC300, which is 150 volts. Okay, so we can connect 5 𝗣𝗑200 panels. Now let's take a look at I'm not sure if you can see it behind. If we can show it to you clearly, if we're able to set our camera the way that you can see it. Oh, and we have like 35 seconds before our next giveaway. So let's do the giveaway first, and then I'll show you our solar panels actually unfolded. Okay, so let me check, guys, what we're giving away next. We're giving away, is it a camping light? Yeah? A camping light or? Okay, cool, camping light it is. Camping light. Okay, right. Huh? Camping light, okay. Guys, type BLUETTI in the comments. Okay. Alright, guys, and don't forget to give us a like if you haven't yet, and invite your friends. Invite your friends to this live room. and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Okay, type BLUETTI in the comments. We're giving camping light from BLUETTI. The light will actually is very nice. It's not too bright. It'll help you during camping. Right. 27 people right now in the studio right here, guys. Don't forget to give us a like and don't forget to invite your friends. Now, after this giveaway, we'll compare our solar panels, PV200, PV350, PV420. You'll decide which one to get. Okay, and we'll, of course, well, not test, but we'll connect different devices to AC300, and we will run, like we'll boil water, is an ice maker here. Okay. All right, let's go. So we almost have the winners. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So the YouTube winner is 𝗍𝗵1293. Yay! Okay, and the Facebook winner is 𝗍𝗵𝗂𝗃. Congratulations! So dear David and 𝗍𝗵1293, please send us an email to livestream@bluetti.com. Send us your shipping address and your phone number. Thank you so much. Okay, guys, let's go. So let me actually put PV200 on the table. I think I can do it this time. It's not that big to begin with. So as we just calculated together with you guys, we can connect 5 PV200 solar panels to AC300. And how did we calculate it? We took the maximum allowed voltage for DC input for AC300, which is 150 volts, okay? And we divided it by 26.1 volts, which is the voltage of one single PV200, okay? And we got 5.7, so we cannot connect 0.7 batteries, solar panels, excuse me, but we can connect 5 batteries at least, okay? So this is the design of our solar panels. It's all pretty much, it's very similar, right? So we have a carrying handle, we have kickstands on the back side. So this solar panel is PV200, 200 watts maximum input. Here's how you fold it. And you see, guys, here we have kickstands that you can actually adjust the angle, because the angle is very important when it comes to maximizing the solar input. You want to make sure you choose the optimal angle. Okay, and here we have all the cables. Now here's how we clip it and close it here. Here we have the cables. Those are MC4 connectors. So the length of the cable is like 4.5 meters. Okay. Now here's our DC input cable for AC300. Let's actually connect it. So all right. No adapter needed, so those cables are very lightweight, very easy to carry around. This is a nice bonus. Okay, let me close it. Okay, now, so we have MC4 connectors here, right? And we have MC4 connectors here. We only stick to MC4 connectors. We think they're the best. We think they're the safest, the best, the most versatile, so you can use BLUETTI power stations, BLUETTI portable solar generators, right? With our solar panels or with any other solar panels that have MC4 connectors. plus to minus. So let's choose DC1, DC2. And here we have it misspelled because we have like 3 DC2. Oh yeah, I found it. So DC1, DC1. Okay. Connect them like this. And this is it, guys. This is the whole setup. This is the whole setup, really. Now open the solar panel, expose it to the sunlight, choose the ideal angle. Make sure, and it's very important, okay, there's no shading, no shadow on the solar panel, even a little bit of shadow. It's very, very bad. It will significantly decrease the input you're getting. So even a little bit of shadow is not acceptable. Now, of course, if there is, like, if you can't control it, well, yeah, you will still get an input, hopefully high input, but not as high as you could if there was no shadow. Now, here we have all the information, and again, always check open circuit voltage, 26.1 volts, and always remember it by heart. Other metrics are not really important. Okay, and when you're done using it, just put it back like this. Everything is very well organized, will not lose anything. Really nice, really convenient. This was 𝗣𝗍𝗃 with a maximum input of 200 watts, of course, and with the open circuit voltage of 26.1 volts. Okay. I have 3 𝗣𝗍𝗃. We'll eventually have 3 more, but need to get a few more batteries first. Wow, that's great to hear, Jack the Huckster. Okay. Clock is stuck. Guys, let's reset the countdown clock. Thanks for the heads up, Rambling Bob Reviews. Do you like the 𝗣𝗍𝗃 panels? Yeah, I have the same question. Well, I hope you do. The clock is certainly having a day, haha. Yeah. They're awesome and big. Yeah, we'll talk about them after 𝗣𝗍𝗃. Yeah, the clock is reset. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the heads up. Okay, it's all about angles. It is very true, and I remember camping with you guys outdoors, like two live streams ago, and that was like 11 a.m. local time, and then I just saw like how really if you have the chance, you better readjust the angle. So we set the panels like 45-degree angle first, okay? And then as we were approaching noon, like 12 p.m. excuse me, I found out, and you don't have to be genius to do that. You just lay them flat on the ground, and you will have a much higher input. So we jumped from like 250 or 220, yeah, to 300 plus watts from 𝗣𝗍𝗃. Okay, all right. The 𝗣𝗍𝗃 panels are very nice. There is a lot of power that you can fold and toss into a closet or trying. Indeed. Okay, so 𝗣𝗍𝗃 first, and then 𝗣𝗍200. Let's go one by one. Otherwise, we'll just run out of things to talk about, really. So 𝗣𝗍200 costs $449. Okay, 𝗣𝗍350 costs Oh, we haven't talked about it yet. So 𝗣𝗍350, guys, right here. Okay, let me choose. We have a couple of them. Oh yeah, this one is, yeah, okay. Right, so now this one is going to be bigger, right? Because of course there is direct correlation. The higher the input is, the bigger the solar panel should be. So this one is bigger. This is 𝗣𝗍350. Again, we also have the kickstands right here. So 350 watts of maximum input. Realistically, get prepared for input less than that. This is how all solar panels work. We state one number, we achieved it under ideal conditions, but in real life, the conditions are never ideal. It's either not sunny enough, you have clouds in the sky, maybe it's foggy, maybe the temperature is too low or too high, or, you know, I think it's what I just said is not really that important. What is important is to realize that and acknowledge that solar power is not stable to begin with, right? It's sustainable, but it's not stable. So, you know, 1 hour you'll have a perfect sky conditions, as you have a couple of clouds, then it will drop down. So yeah, that's how it works. Okay, now PV350. So the peak power is 350 watts. A solar cell illumination is ETFE. A cell efficiency is up to 23.4%. Voltage at max power is 37.5 volts. Current at max power is 9.2 amps. Open circuit voltage 46.5 volts. Let's divide 150 by 46.5. And we've got 3.2. So we can connect maximum 3 PV350 panels, three units to AC300 and B300. Okay. Now, short circuit current is 10.8 amps. Operating temperature is 14 to 149 degrees Fahrenheit. Best working temperature is 77 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, how big it is? So unfolded is 94.4 inches by 35.6 inches, and folded is 35.6 inches by 24.1 inches by 2.5 inches. The weight is 30.6 pounds. So it's, of course, it has to be heavier, but still, it's really not that heavy. Okay, and PV350, excuse me, it costs, let's check, excuse me, I just lost my presentation. Let's check what the price now is. And it is $769. $769. Okay, PV420, guys. Finally, what you've been looking for, what you've been waiting for. Let me fold it and show you PV420 finally. And yeah, of course, guys, the cables here are also MC4 connectors, same as on PV200. Okay, now PV420, also known as PV400, the previous name that you know since our Indiegogo campaign on September 1st, where we presented AC300 B300S and PV400, or as it's now called, PV420, with a maximum input of 420 watts. Revolutionary design. We changed the kickstands a little bit. Well, the words revolutionary and a little bit don't really go well together, but yeah, okay, it's not a revolutionary design, it's still the same design, but we changed the kickstands a little bit, and it's indeed just big. It's big and still portable. So let me set the angle to 45 degrees, 45 degrees, right here. Okay, 45. All right. Up. How many of you guys have PV420? Let us know in the comments. So this is PV420 set at the angle of 45 degrees. And so first of all, the open circuit voltage is 44.3 volts. So let's calculate how many solar panels we can connect, and it's still number 3. Technically it's 3.38, but if we take 150 volts and divide it by 44.3 volts, we've got 3. So we've got 3. We can connect 3 PV420 panels to one AC300 and one B300. So again, the open circuit voltage is 44.3 volts. The short circuit current is 12.2 amps. The cell efficiency is again up 23.4%. Cell lamination is ETFE. Cell type is monocrystalline silicon. Operating temperature is from 14 to 149 degrees Fahrenheit. The weight is 30.8 pounds. 30.8 pounds. Let me compare it to B350. It's 30.6 pounds. Wow, so it's actually the same weight? Okay, I didn't notice that. Well, yeah, it feels less comfortable when you carry it around, but in terms of weight, it's the same. Interesting. So the dimensions unfolded, it's 105.3 inches by 38.3 inches, and folded, it's 38.3 inches by 25.9 inches by 1.7 inches. And it costs $899. And guys, we have different bundles like AC300 B300 and PV350. And the price is $3,599. We have the bundle AC300 B300 and 3 PV200 panels. The price is $4,346. We have AC300. Hold on a sec. Anyway, the prices is in the description. I think I misspelled it in my presentation. So let's check it together. So we have AC300, B300, and PV350. Livestream price is $3,599. We have AC300, B300, and 2 PV350. Okay, yeah, the price is $4,299. We have AC300, B300, and 3 PV200. We have the price of $4,346. And we have AC300, B300, and 2 PV420. And the price is $4,797. Okay. So guys, decide for yourself what you're getting, which solar panel you're going for. I would recommend PV420 if it meets your budget. It's our biggest, biggest portable solar panel. So they are great if you're satisfied with the size. You can put them, you can fit them in your car, and perfect. Go for PV420, or you can alternatively go for PV350 and or PV200. Alright, now let's test our AC300 and B300 real quick. Let's connect some devices. Let's see how it actually, what is it like in use. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug in this ice maker. The thing I really love about AC300 is that we have 6 wall outlets right here. So you can plug multiple devices. So I'll plug this ice maker, then we'll plug in this kettle. BLUETTI mini fridge, of course. Okay. Wow, this is the problem we never had before, that the cable of the kettle is not long enough. And I'm gonna go and head and plug it in to 12 volt here. Turn this on. Okay, so we have the fridge running from here. Next, let's turn AC on. Let's start this ice maker on. So look, 790 watts. Let's add a kettle. 1,441 watts, 120.1 volts, and 60 hertz. Perfect. Okay, let's add this sandwich maker and this air fryer. Oops, that's not how you carry it around. Okay, so this air fryer. So what do we have now? 1,416, right? $2,035 watts. Wow, that's cool. 2,035 watts. honestly have no idea how much this air fryer is going to pull out, so we might overload. I don't know. So hopefully not. Hopefully it's less than 10,000. I mean 1,000. So let's try. 3,169. Yeah, it's an overload. It's definitely more than 3,000. Inverter overload warning. But it doesn't cut off the load by itself, by the way. So turn off this kettle and it's 1,885 and the alarm is gone. 1,881 watts. Let's also connect some DC appliances like my laptop. So we just, double check that we can run DC and AC appliances at the same time. What appliances you guys use to actually with AC300 and B300? Let us know in the comments. In an everyday life, what devices do you run from it? So let's turn DC on, and we can also do it from the app. You guys remember? We can do it from the app too. DC on. We're gonna have like 48 watts right now, roughly. And let's add up a phone. Wireless charging. Started charging. So we've got 48 watts, 49 watts, of course 48 watts from the computer, from the laptop, and additional watts from the wireless charging pad. We've got 1,856. It's not high enough, so I'm gonna plug in this hair dryer just for a little bit, just to really increase the AC load. Oops. Okay, let's go. $2,130 watts. Okay. And 55 watts from DC. 2,000, 3,000. Okay, now it's an overload. So guys, you can play with it, but don't overload. But honestly, let's zoom out. Honestly, look at this. It doesn't look like a realistic setup to you. You just plug in everything at the same time, and you know what? Like it's normally we have an overload. And yeah, simply when you have an overload, just unplug some of the devices that you can use later and use them all at the same time. There you go. You're running AC/DC devices at the same time. Okay. All right, guys. So now we still have enough time. We have 4 minutes before the giveaway. And if you have any questions, guys, do let us know in the comments. We really appreciate every question. So our last giveaway is going to be mini fridge, right? BLUETTI mini fridge. Yeah. BLUETTI mini fridge. Okay, so it's right here. Actually, it's 12-volt BLUETTI mini fridge. You can actually run it from 12-volt DC or from 100 to 240 volts AC. It has two modes. It has a cool mode and a warm mode and turn off mode, of course. This is what it looks like inside. Alright, so you can place some beverages like 4, 5, 6 cans of soda, small cans of soda. What's wrong with me? A television and satellite box, dryer, washer. That's what James runs. Okay, interesting. Plug in the whole workshop. Wow. Oh, Steph, I would love that mini fridge. Okay, this is noted. Yeah, this mini fridge is pretty cool. Not gonna lie. Okay. Would love to have one of those BLUETTI mini fridges. Okay, I got it. Okay. Since it is the air, please bring out the big boys. Okay, and it says BLUETTI on it. Indeed, it actually also has a speaker here. It says BLUETTI all the time. If you don't mind, yeah. No. Yeah, it says BLUETTI on it. Honestly, pretty cool, pretty stylish fridge, right? Small fridge that you can take with you outdoors. Keep the beverages cool. There is no need to dig a hole in the ground and put a watermelon there, you know? Like you can just, well, you couldn't put a watermelon in the fridge, but if we're talking about something smaller, like cans of soda, you know, you can put them in a fridge. Right, so Guys, then we don't have discount codes, so they don't expire after the live stream, but I just encourage you to get AC300, B300, or any bundles, any combinations if you want to, because if you need them, because right now the price is really good. You know that it dropped down significantly. We have the like spring promotion right now, and it's time limited, guys. And in fact, we only have this price for 800 units. So once we sell 800 units, not during the live stream, in general, once we sell 800 units, this price will go back to normal, to the website, to the you know, like what is usually like. So it will go higher, like $100 to $100. So if you want to get it now. Who doesn't need a spigot and mini fridge? Yeah, exactly, yeah. We use our AC300 unit as backup for our freezers and refrigerators. Power went out today. Works like a charm. I'm really glad to hear that. Really glad. I remember what is it like to have power outages, you know, and yeah, one of the things that really is like nobody likes is your refrigerators, right? And if you freeze something in the freezer, yeah, it all turns, like the ice turns to water, and you have to, you know, take care of all of this. Well, if you have something like AC300 B300, you don't have to worry about it. Okay, guys, so it's 47 seconds before the giveaway. If you haven't pressed the like button yet, guys, let's do that. We're actually collecting likes. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Oh, yeah, it's not. This live stream is not sponsored by Mock Coffee. No, it's not. It's sponsored by BLUETTI. Okay, all right, guys, let's go. Get ready for the giveaway. Make sure that you subscribe to our channel. Only in this way you can type you can actually type something in the comments. So please subscribe. And let's go. Mini fridge, BLUETTI mini fridge. We have 9 minutes before the end of our live stream, our special spring promotion. Limited offer, only 800 units. Again, the prices are great. Doesn't matter if you want to get AC300 and 1 B300, AC300 and 2 B300s right here. Now, the only problem you have to worry about if your kettle's cable is not long enough, right? So you have to place it on something higher, but as long as it's not a problem, why not get 2 B300s? You will have a higher battery capacity and you will have a higher solar input. We didn't talk about this, but indeed, with 2 B300 batteries, you will have higher solar input as opposed to 1 B300 battery. Okay, BLUETTI, there we go, our last giveaway. And by the way, this giveaway only takes place on YouTube, right? Correct? Or YouTube and Facebook this time? Yeah? Or I don't know.
YouTube.
Only YouTube, right. So guys from Facebook, please jump on YouTube, because this giveaway is only on YouTube, okay? Right, we'll give you some time to jump on YouTube. We are called BLUETTI Official. Remember to subscribe, guys. We are approaching to 13,000 subscribers right now. This is amazing, guys. I remember we started like from 5,000, I guess it was 5,000 subscribers. So yeah, let's go. BLUETTI mini fridge. Who doesn't want a mini fridge? This mini fridge is crazy. It has like a warm mode. I don't know who made it. Some people are just way too creative. So actually, if you switch to warm mode, it will heat your food here, which is quite unusual to see from a fridge. Because fridge, you expect it to keep your food cold. I mean, and this fridge, guys, it's not just a fridge; it's the BLUETTI fridge, right? It can even warm your food up, you know. So it all depends on you. You want to warm it? You want to cool it? What do you want it, cool or warm? You know, it's quite straightforward. It's either cool or warm, or it's off. So it pulls out like 48 watts or so from a DC output. You can actually turn it from DC, or you can run it from DC, or you can run it from AC. Let's go, BLUETTI. 32 people right now, guys. Give us a like and don't forget to subscribe. And let's go for the winner. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. The winner is Steve O. Steve O. Okay, Steve O, congratulations. Congratulations. Okay, dear giveaway winners, please email us at livestream@bluetti.com. Send us your shipping address in the USA and your phone number. Okay guys, let's sum it up. What have we talked about today? We talked about AC300 that needs the battery to work, right? But AC300 alone is $1,399. We talked about B300, lithium iron phosphate, 3072 watt-hours battery. DC input is 1260 volts, adapter is 58.8 volts. And it costs $1,999. Now AC300 and B300 together is $2,999. AC300 and two B300s is $4,998. We talked about our portable solar panels, PV200, maximum input of 200 watts. The price is $449. We talked about PV350, the maximum input of 350 watts. $769, currently the lowest price ever, $769. Next, we talked about our biggest portable solar panel, PV420. Life price is $899. Now we talked about AC300, B300, and PV350 as a bundle, and the price is $3,599. Next, we talked about AC300, B300, and two PV350s, and the price is $4,299. Then we talked about AC300, B300, and three PV200s, and the price is $4,346. And then we talked about AC300, B300, and two PV420, and the price is $4,797. Today is, it doesn't happen very often that I can say this, but yeah, we have no discount codes, so the discounts don't expire, but they are time limited, and this price is only for first 800 units. This is the beginning of our spring promotion. So take your time, don't rush, take your time, you know, breathe in, breathe out. But if you decide to, if and when you decide to purchase AC300 and B300 portable modular solar generator, get it right now so you can save a couple of hundreds of dollars, guys. Right now is the best price, spring promotion price. Now in the description I'll have the links for all the products we talked about today, so you don't have to be searching for them on our website. Simply go to YouTube or Facebook, check the description and click the link there. You will also find BLUETTI support there and some other interesting information. Okay, good night, sharp farm made. Good night, everybody who's going to sleep right now. I know now we're starting 1 hour later, so many of you are going to sleep at this time. Steve O is the winner, at least. Indeed, excuse me. Very helpful trying to decide which one is best for our needs. Thanks so much. Thank you, Alicia. Yes, decide for yourself. Long story short, just if you need more battery capacity, and I think that's what you're actually primarily deciding right now, how much capacity you need. Well, you can always start with one battery. If you're pretty sure you need two batteries, get two batteries. You can later buy a third and the fourth if you want to. And if you want to go to split phase mode, you can get one more 300, etc., etc., etc. Good night, night, everybody. Next time, and next live stream is going to be this Sunday at 7 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, from 7 to 9 p.m. So this Sunday, guys, we'll see you there. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to leave us a like. It's the last chance to give us a like right now. Don't forget to subscribe and check us out on different social media, like on Facebook, on YouTube. We are on YouTube right now. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, we are everywhere, so wherever you are comfortable to follow us there. You can also subscribe to our newsletter and please visit our website, BLUETTIPower.com. And if you're watching us from not the USA, you can always go to our website and choose the countries there. We have Canada, we have Mexico, we have Japan, Korea, and we have select countries in the European Union. So I'll see you this Sunday or next Sunday, how you code this Sunday at 7 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time right now. Everybody have a good night and